What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another Bit of Footy YouTube channel video. Now today we're going to be doing a footy Q&A. So I hopped on my socials earlier this week and asked you guys if you can ask me a few questions about the 2021 AFL season so far, and you guys did not disappoint. We've got a few questions here. I'm going to read a few of them out. I'm not going to read all of them out because some of them are just stupid and silly and whatever. But yeah, we're going to get through a few questions today, and hopefully you guys enjoy this video. If you do, maybe subscribe if you want. You don't have to. And yeah, let's get straight into the video. Alright, so yeah, we got a few questions on Insta and a few on TikTok as well. Those were the main two, so I'm going to pick a few good questions here. And yeah, let's begin. So this one's a good one from Blaze17, a mate of mine. You can check out his YouTube channel if you type Blaze17 in the search bar. He asked, who have been the better team, doggies or dees? At the moment, Blaze, as much as you're a dog supporter, I think the dees have been playing a little bit better. Obviously, that win against Richmond helps, as the dogs weren't able to beat Richmond. They got, you know, overcome in the second half of that game. Yeah, I think if you look at both lists and the players that are on both lists, I feel like the Dogs, obviously, I think the Dogs have a better list. So in saying that, since the D's don't have the better list, I feel like with the list that they have, obviously they've got star players of their own. They've got, Varney, Petrarca, Oliver, Gordon and all that. Their forward line's well. Their backline is phenomenal. I feel like the D's backline is one of the best in the comps this year. It's not, I don't think it's the number one, but I feel like it's really growing as that really good, decent backline. I think the Dogs backline can leak a lot of goals. Obviously, they smashed the Roos that one game on Good Friday, but besides that, I feel like their backline gives away a lot of points. I think the D's highest score against is only 73, which is crazy to think about. So yeah, I feel like the D's, with the list that they have compared to the Dogs, I feel like they've just been the better team so far. Zayden Bennell asks, do you think Melbourne will remain as they are, or do you think they will drop out like North Melbourne did last year? Another question about the D's. I think the D's are gonna stick for the full year. I feel like it's gonna be sort of a Collingwood in 2018, where they're expected to beat lower side teams, and they will. I'm sorry I had to bring Collingwood into it, whatever. But yeah, I feel like they're going to win a lot of games that they should obviously win. Obviously, there's going to be a few challenges. I think they've got the Eagles in Perth, the Power in Adelaide, the Cats at the Cattery. So they're obviously going to be challenges. They're going to be big games, which they'll have to step up in. But yeah, I feel like the D's will be able to stick in to the 8 if they play the footy that they have been playing. Yeah, I really feel like they'll be able to stick in the 8 for the majority of the season. Huntsman AFL asks, will Richmond redeem themselves in 2021? Well, at the moment, I don't think it's hard to write off the Tigers too early, because I feel like we all did this last year where we wrote off the Tigers and then look where they ended up. So it's hard to write them off. But if I had to answer this question for, you know, the way that the Tigers are going at the moment, I don't think they will 100% be premiership, you know, will be up there for the premiership. They got smashed by the Cats. They got smashed by the Tigers. And they got smashed by themselves. They got smashed by the D's. And those were both at the G. So, you know, it's been an up and down year so far for the Tigers. Obviously, they've got a few players out, but you know, they've got a good list, so I don't think that's a massive excuse that they can use. But yeah, I feel like a lot will be told in the second half of the season. You know, this is why I love the AFL season. You always got the first half and the second half. I feel like the second half tells a better story than the first half does. S. Stringer asks, why are Collingwood doing so poorly? Well, I can tell you why. Our system has just been in shambles. Our system has not worked like it did, we'll say, back in 2018 and 2019. And a bit of 2020. Not all of it, obviously, but a bit of 2020. Our system this year has just not been up to the standards like it was in years prior. A lot. I just said I can't use injuries. That's an excuse. But in fairness, our list. I won't use injuries, but our list has just changed dramatically. No Trelaw, no Stevenson. Yeah, our forward line has just been changed, mixed and matched throughout the season. We had Darcy Moore in the forward line. We've just been trying things. I like that we're debuting a lot of players, though. I really like that we're getting games into them, but I don't like how we're dropping them after 1 game or 2 games. You know, they need a few games to develop, obviously. But yeah, so I feel like our system this year has just been in shambles, and obviously sometimes you can have a good system, but you can have players that may not fit into that system very well, to say as well. So I think that answers your question. Cardman or Pat asked, of the teams currently outside the 8, who do you reckon will make it? Great question, mate. At the moment, I feel like if I had to choose, it may be the Giants, and if I had to put a second team in, maybe the Saints. Maybe the Saints. I feel like the past couple of weeks the Dockers have dropped off. Obviously it's been an up and down season for the Saints so far, but I feel like they could come into their own. They've had a shit ton of injuries, like I said before. Can't really use too many injuries as an excuse, but you know, I feel like they could just sneak into the 8, the Saints. Obviously the second half of the season will tell, you know, if they will or will not. But I feel like if I had to be 100% certain on a team that could sneak into the top 8 and aren't in the top 8 at the moment, it'd probably have to be the Giants. A question from editor aka Connor 3. Thoughts on the Swans' year so far? I feel like the Swans' start of the year was great, and obviously from there it's been up and down, up and down. Yeah, I think that 40 points lost to the Suns was obviously a big divot in their season, but they sort of responded with that comeback win against the Cats and that almost win against the Dees. They challenged the Dees, which is good to see. In that game, I'd sort of say in the first half of that game, the Swans just looked lackluster. They didn't look like they were in that game. So to see them come out sort of, well, at the end of the first half and, you know, obviously in the second half and really take it up to the Dees at their home, I thought it was a good showing from the Swans. And yeah, I feel like they're going to lose a few games, a few big games here and there, but I still feel like they will be able to challenge for the 8 this season. You know, I feel like they'll be up and about for this season. Moonwalker_Dom asks, most overrated and underrated player. That's a great question. Jeez. Maybe Paddy Cripps. He hasn't been playing that way. It's a tough question. Paddy Cripps, is he overrated? I think you could possibly say. And the fact that he only got 15 disposals against the Dogs, I think he would have to be up there with an overrated this season. I think for the way that Tech started the season, I think he would now be considered overrated, or maybe he's just not rated at the moment. Underrated player. I think John Noble is a good underrated player. I think John Noble is very underrated. I think he does a lot of good. 31 disposals against the Roos. I think John Noble's a good underrated player. I know it's a Collingwood player, but it's very hard at the moment. Is Kyle Langford sneakily underrated? Is he? He averages 20.5 disposals. He gets a few goals a game. Against the Giants, he had 80 disposal efficiency, 6 contested possessions. He had 100% scoring accuracy. He had 7 score involvements. Is Kyle Langford just sneakily just a good player under the radar? I don't think he's massively rated, right? But, jeez, he 27 disposals against the Lions, 63% disposal efficiency, 8 contested possessions. I mean, is he sneakily underrated? I don't know. Is Kyle Langford just going under the radar as a very, very handy player? Yeah, if I had to put it, I think Cripps has been overrated this season. And I think, well, Noble and maybe Kyle Langford are underrated at the moment. It's a tough question considering we're still in the first half of the season. Anyway, lads, hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. And yeah, put in the comments below who you think has been the most underrated and overrated player of the season so far. And yeah, thanks guys for watching this video, and hopefully I'll be streaming a game this weekend. I may try to stream Collingwood versus Sydney. If I don't, I'll let you know what game I am streaming. And yeah, cheers guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in another one soon. Cheers.